Are you tired of feeling walked all over, exhausted from constantly putting others before yourself? It's time to wake up and realize that being soft isn't always the answer. In fact, it might be holding you back from reaching your true potential. I'm here today to tell you why it's crucial to stop being soft to everyone and start prioritizing yourself. This isn't about becoming cold or uncaring, it's about finding the strength within you to stand up for what you deserve. Let me ask you this, how many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? How often have you sacrificed your own dreams and aspirations to please others? It's time to break free from that cycle of self-sacrifice and start living life on your own terms. Now, I know what you're thinking, but isn't being kind and accommodating a good thing? And you're right to an extent. Kindness is a virtue, but there's a fine line between being kind and being a doormat. Today, we're going to explore that line and learn how to walk it with confidence and purpose. I want you to picture a tree for a moment, a strong, sturdy oak that's weathered countless storms. Do you think that tree grew to be so mighty by bending to every gust of wind? No, it stood its ground, developing deep roots and a thick trunk. That's what we're here to do today, to help you grow into the mighty oak you were meant to be. But let me be clear, this isn't about becoming hard-hearted or callous. It's about developing a core of inner strength that allows you to be truly generous and kind from a place of abundance, not from a place of fear or obligation. I want you to repeat after me, I am worthy of respect. I am deserving of love. My needs matter. Say it again, louder this time. Feel those words resonating in your chest. That's the truth of who you are, and it's time to start living from that truth. Now let's talk about why we fall into the trap of being too soft. Often it stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection or abandonment. We think that if we just please everyone, if we never ruffle any feathers, we'll be safe. We'll be loved. But here's the harsh reality: by trying to please everyone, we end up pleasing no one, least of all ourselves. Think about the people you admire most in your life. The ones who've made a real difference in the world. Were they people pleasers? Did they tiptoe around afraid to offend anyone? No, they were individuals with conviction, with passion, with the courage to stand up for what they believed in. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't change the course of history by being soft. Neither did Mahatma Gandhi or Nelson Mandela or any of the great leaders who've shaped our world. They had an unshakable core of strength that allowed them to face adversity with grace and determination. That's what I want for you. That unshakable core. That inner strength that radiates out into every aspect of your life. So how do we cultivate this strength? It starts with self-awareness. You need to get clear on your values, your boundaries, and your goals. What truly matters to you? What are you no longer willing to tolerate in your life? Write these things down. Make them concrete. Because once you know what you stand for, it becomes much easier to stand your ground. Next, we need to work on your self-talk. That little voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you don't deserve better, that you should just go along to get along, we need to silence that voice. Replace it with affirmations of your worth. Every morning when you wake up, look in the mirror and say, I am valuable. I am strong. I deserve respect. It might feel silly at first, but I promise you these words will start to sink in. They'll become your new truth. Now let's talk about the art of saying no. This is where many of us struggle. We've been conditioned to believe that saying no is selfish, that it makes us bad people. But here's the truth: saying no to things that don't serve you allows you to say yes to the things that do. Think about it this way: every time you say yes to something you don't really want to do, you're saying no to something else. Maybe you're saying no to time with your family, or time to pursue your passions, or simply time to rest and recharge. So the next time someone asks you to do something, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my values and goals? Do I have the time and energy for this? If the answer is no, then politely decline. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might worry about disappointing people. But remember this: those who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. And those who don't, well, they're not worth your energy anyway. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but what if I need to be soft sometimes? What if there are situations where it's better to yield and you're absolutely right? There's a time and place for softness, for compromise, for putting others first. The key is to choose when to be soft rather than defaulting to it out of fear or habit. It's about being intentional with your energy and your compassion. Think of it like martial arts. A skilled martial artist knows when to be as solid as a rock and when to flow like water. They have the strength to stand their ground when necessary, but also the flexibility to adapt when the situation calls for it. That's the kind of strength I want you to cultivate. The strength that comes from knowing yourself, valuing yourself, and making conscious choices about how you interact with the world. Now let's talk about the benefits of developing this inner strength. When you stop being soft to everyone, when you start standing up for yourself and your needs, amazing things start to happen. First, your relationships improve. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you set clear boundaries and communicate your needs, you actually create the space for deeper, more authentic connections. People respect you more. They know where they stand with you. And the relationships that can't withstand your newfound strength, those are relationships you're better off without. Second, your self-esteem skyrockets. Every time you honor your own needs and boundaries, you're sending a powerful message to yourself: I matter. My feelings are valid. My needs are important over time. This builds into an unshakable sense of self-worth. Third, you become more effective in every area of your life. When you're not constantly drained by the demands of others, when you're not spread thin trying to please everyone, you have more energy to focus on your goals and dreams. You become more productive, more creative, more alive. But I won't sugarcoat it, this journey isn't easy. There will be challenges along the way. People who are used to your softness might push back when you start setting boundaries. You might feel guilty or selfish at first. That's okay. That's normal. Growth is often uncomfortable. But I promise you it's worth it. The discomfort is temporary, but the strength you're building will last a lifetime. So how do we navigate these challenges? First, start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire personality overnight. Begin by setting one small boundary or saying no to one small request that you would usually agree to out of obligation. Notice how it feels. Notice the sky doesn't fall. Notice that you survive and maybe even thrive in the face of that small act of self-respect. Then, gradually you can start to expand, take on bigger challenges, stand up for yourself in more significant ways. With each step, you'll be building that inner strength, that unshakable core. Remember, this is a journey. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself when this happens. Recognize it, learn from it, and then recommit to your path of strength. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but I'm naturally a soft person. I'm empathetic and caring. I don't want to lose that part of myself, and I want to be very clear, this isn't about changing who you are at your core. It's about adding to who you are. Your softness, your empathy, your caring nature, these are beautiful qualities. The world needs more of them, not less. But these qualities are most powerful when they come from a place of strength, not from a place of fear or obligation. Think about it this way: when you're secure in yourself, when you have strong boundaries, you're actually able to be more genuinely compassionate. You're giving from your overflow, not depleting yourself. You're choosing to be kind, not feeling forced to be. This is the paradox of strength that allows for a deeper, more authentic softness. When you're no longer being soft out of fear or habit, but out of genuine choice, your kindness becomes a powerful force for good in the world. So how do we put all of this into practice? Let's talk about some concrete steps you can take to start building your inner strength today. First, start your day with intention. Before you get out of bed, take a few moments to connect with yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need today? What are my priorities? How can I honor myself while still showing up for others? This simple practice helps you start your day from a place of self-awareness and self-respect. It sets the tone for making conscious choices rather than just reacting to whatever comes your way. Next, practice the pause. Whenever someone makes a request of you, whenever you feel the urge to automatically say yes or to put someone else's needs before your own, pause. Take a deep breath. Give yourself the space to check in with your own feelings and needs before responding. This pause is powerful. It's the moment where you reclaim your power to choose rather than just reacting out of habit. Third, start expressing your needs and feelings more openly. Many of us who struggle with being too soft have a habit of bottling up our true feelings to avoid conflict or disappointment, but this only leads to resentment and burnout. Practice saying things like, I feel or I need it might feel uncomfortable at first, but remember, your feelings and needs are valid. Expressing them is not selfish, it's an essential part of healthy relationships and a healthy life. Fourth, learn to recognize and challenge your people-pleasing thoughts. When you find yourself thinking things like, I have to do this or they won't like me or I can't say no, it would be rude, stop and question these thoughts. Are they really true? What's the worst that could happen if you did say no? Often we'll find that our fears are exaggerated and the consequences of setting boundaries are far less severe than we imagine. Fifth, celebrate your wins. Every time you successfully set a boundary, every time you honor your own needs, take a moment to acknowledge it. Give yourself a mental pat on the back. This positive reinforcement helps to rewire your brain, making it easier to stand up for yourself in the future. Now, let's talk about the long-term vision. Imagine yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, having fully embraced this journey of strength. Who are you? How do you carry yourself? How do you carry yourself? How do your relationships look? How does it feel to move through the world with this unshakable core of self-respect and self-worth? Hold on to that vision. Let it inspire you on the tough days. Let it remind you why this journey is so important. Because here's the truth, the world needs you to be strong. It needs you to stand in your power, to speak your truth, to live authentically. When you do this, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon of strength and authenticity in a world that desperately needs both. Think about the ripple effects of your strength. When you stand up for yourself, you're also standing up for others who might not have found their voice yet. When you set healthy boundaries, you're modeling what healthy relationships look like. When you honor your own needs and dreams, you're showing others that it's okay, no, it's essential to do the same. This is how we change the world one person at a time, starting with ourselves. So I challenge you today, start your journey towards strength. Take that first step, however small it might be. Say no to something that doesn't serve you. Express a need you've been hiding. Set a boundary you've been afraid to set. And as you do, remember this, your worth is not determined by how much you do for others. Your value doesn't come from how likable or accommodating you are. Your worth is inherent. It's unchanging. It's there, waiting for you to recognize and claim it. You are strong. You are worthy. You are enough, exactly as you are. But you are also capable of growth, of transformation, of becoming an even more powerful version of yourself. And that journey starts now with the decision to stop being soft to everyone and start honoring your own strength. It won't always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when you'll be tempted to slip back into old patterns. In those moments, I want you to remember this: courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and taking action anyway. Every time you choose strength over softness, every time you honor your own needs, every time you set a boundary, that's an act of courage. And with each act of courage, you grow stronger. I think of it like building a muscle. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even painful, but with consistent effort, that muscle grows stronger. It becomes capable of lifting heavier weights, of enduring greater challenges. Your inner strength is no different. Each time you exercise it, it grows. Each time you choose to stand up for yourself, to honor your own needs and boundaries, you're building that strength. And over time, what once felt impossible becomes second nature. Now, I want to address something important. As you embark on this journey of strength, you might encounter resistance not just from others, but from yourself. You might hear that inner critic piping up, telling you you're being selfish, that you're not being nice, that you should just go back to your old ways of people-pleasing. When this happens, and it will happen, I want you to pause. Take a deep breath. And remind yourself of why you're on this journey. Remind yourself of the cost of constant softness, the exhaustion, the resentment, the lost opportunities. Remind yourself of the benefits of strength, the improved relationships, the increased self-esteem, the ability to truly make a difference in the world. Then, with compassion for yourself, recommit to your path. Remember, this isn't about becoming hard or uncaring. It's about becoming whole, becoming authentically you. As you move forward, I want you to pay attention to the small victories. Celebrate every time you say no to something that doesn't align with your values. Acknowledge every time you express a need or set a boundary. These might seem like small things, but they're the building blocks of your new, stronger self. And here's something amazing you'll start to notice as you become stronger, as you start honoring your own needs and boundaries, you'll actually become more capable of genuine kindness and compassion. Because now when you choose to be soft, to be giving, it's coming from a place of strength and authenticity, not from fear or obligation. This is the beautiful paradox of strength that allows for a deeper, more meaningful softness. When you're secure in yourself, when you know your own worth, you can be truly generous without depleting yourself. You can love without losing yourself. You can give without resentment. Imagine the quality of your relationships when they're built on this foundation of strength. Imagine the depth of your connections when you're showing up as your full, authentic self. Imagine the impact you can have on the world when you're operating from a place of power and purpose. This is what awaits you on the other side of this journey. This is why it's so crucial to stop being soft to everyone and start honoring your own strength. Now, I want to give you a powerful tool to use as you move forward. It's a simple question, but it can be transformative. Whenever you're faced with a decision, whenever you feel that old urge to default to softness, ask yourself this: what would someone who truly loves themselves do in this situation? This question cuts through the noise. It bypasses the people-pleasing impulses and the fear-based reactions. It connects you directly with your highest self, the part of you that knows your true worth. And here's the thing: when you act from this place of self-love, you not only honor yourself, but you also set the stage for more authentic, more fulfilling relationships with others. Because when you love and respect yourself, you teach others how to love and respect you too. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a vision. Close your eyes for a moment if you're comfortable doing so. Imagine yourself a year from now having committed to this journey of strength. See yourself standing tall, radiating confidence and self-assurance. Feel the peace that comes from knowing your own worth, from honoring your own needs and boundaries. Picture the quality of your relationships deeper, more authentic, more fulfilling than ever before. See yourself making choices from a place of strength and self-love, no longer controlled by the need to please everyone. Feel the freedom that comes with this. The energy, the aliveness. This is not just a fantasy. This is a real possibility for you. It's waiting for you on the other side of this journey. So as you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to honor your own strength. A commitment to love yourself fiercely and unapologetically. A commitment to stop being soft to everyone and start standing in your power.